we're always talking about the proof of what hunting is doing for wildlife, for habitat, for communities all around the world. We like to tell proofs that are tied to state agencies. So the Missouri Department of Conservation has a really cool proof that goes back almost a century. So it's all tied to PR, Pittman-Robertson dollars. PR, or Pittman-Robertson Act, is an act that got put in place in the 30s, and really it's an 11% excise tax on things like guns, ammunition, bows, hunting apparel, those kinds of things. So that money then gets pooled by the US Treasury every single year, and then get dispersed by the US Fish and Wildlife Service to all 50 states in America. That money is dispersed based on a formula, but every state gets something. To date, PR dollars have exceeded 15 billion in wildlife conservation, habitat protection, restoration, education, hunter education, you name it, it's involved in it at the state level. So in Missouri, there's a place called the Peck Ranch. The Peck Ranch in 1945 was 30,000 acres, and it was purchased using Pittman-Robertson dollars. Before it was purchased, it was just being used for cordwood growth and to feed an iron ore smelter. So it really had no wildlife benefits or habitat benefits or anything to that effect. So this property was purchased in 1945. From 1954 to 1979, turkeys were trapped on this property, on the Peck Ranch, and were moved and released to 142 sites through 85 counties in Missouri. These turkeys were also used to repopulate turkeys in other states and went as far as Ontario, Canada. Following the successes of turkeys, they did the same thing with white-tailed deer and used the Peck Ranch as a nursery herd to repopulate white-tailed deer all the way through the state of Missouri. Most recently, the Peck Ranch received an extirpated species from the state of Missouri, which was elk. The reintroduction of Rocky Mountain elk into Missouri happened on the Peck Ranch, and a reintroduction happened between 2011 and 2013, where 108 elk were brought in thanks to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources, as well as some federal aid reimbursement through Fish and Wildlife Service. Today, the elk population is believed to be around 320 animals, with a goal of establishing a herd of 500 animals. The Peck Ranch today is open to visitors to do driving tours that generates about $1.3 million in the rural economy around the Peck Ranch. The antlered elk season that started in 2020, that only has 5 permits a year, has generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for elk conservation in the state of Missouri. And who knows what the Peck Ranch is going to do next. So with a simple investment from hunter dollars in 1945, there has been so much benefit, so much impact, so much consequence in Missouri and far beyond the state borders just because of hunting. There is no greater undeniable proof than the Peck Ranch in Missouri to showcase the impact, benefits, and consequences of hunting in America.